hot damn, it's boring soldering video time. Maybe. Aren't you lucky fellows to be able to experience this absolute bullshit on the internet? I've got a bunch of great big 300 amp hour 12 volt batteries right underneath of my feet. They're for the van, but they're sitting here inside for the moment until it warms up enough to do stuff with that shit. So they're in the way of me getting to the bench, which was fine before because I wasn't doing anything anyway. But now it's kind of annoying. But, oh well, whatever. So, soldering these big headers is kind of a pain in the ass. Not because it's, like, difficult or anything, but just because it's, like, boring. But, whatever. So, I don't know if this is right or not, but the way I like to do it is, I solder opposing pins on each end to begin with, and then turn it over and make sure that everything is like level and plumb and happy, and reflow that shit if I need to push the connector all the way down and get it level and stuff. Oh, it's not great, but it's good enough. I don't give a fuck anymore anyway. There, that's better. So yeah, you can probably see the top of my head in the camera right now because I'm stooped over this bench, dodging these giant batteries underneath of my feet. And my head is probably pretty gross because I just got done crawling around underneath of this guy's cabin pulling Romex. Why did I agree to do that job? I said, well, my buddy rates $20 an hour and you'd be responsible for the materials. And I mean, the guy's from out of town, so I guess he just didn't know the way the dance is danced when you're doing that kind of stuff, you know. But the tradition is, you know, you offer somebody your buddy rate, which is stupidly cheap, and then they're like, well, I can't pay you that little, I'll give you $30 an hour or something like that. And then you're like, okay, or whatever, you know, whatever he thinks he can afford that's like reasonable, you know what I'm saying? And then you proceed from there. But he was like, $20 an hour, that's pretty cheap, okay. And I was like, oh. So, that's kind of annoying. First world problems, though. If only, you know, $20 an hour some time ago would have seemed like a lot of money. So, what does that mean? I don't know. I shan't speculate. But there is no inflation. We've been told as much by our overlords. And everything that they say is perfectly trustworthy. Yes. You probably can't hear anything that I'm saying. Over the fan noise, I don't care. I don't care if anybody's even watching this. It's never going to get uploaded anyway. Because see, these soldering jobs, these headers with all these pins, this would just about be worth paying JLC PCB to assemble for me. With those tiny, tiny Asian slave labor fingers. So that I don't have to do it myself. But whatever. I mean, if I like make it into a kit or something, or sell finished boards or something, I'll never actually do that because I'm too cheap to pay anybody to do anything that I could possibly even remotely ever do myself. Which is why I never get anything done, because it's like, oh, I can do that myself. Why should I pay somebody to do that? But I don't actually have time to do it, so it never gets done. You know what I'm saying? That is part of my dumbassery. Don't be me. Oh, yes. When I was, what the hell was I working on? It was that keyboard. I was working on that fucking keyboard, and my hot air gun gave out. And so I opened up the soldering station and I didn't even try to fix it. I mean, the thing was like $20 to begin with. So I opened up the soldering station and tore all the hot air stuff out of it because, like, unlike the soldering iron part of it, the hot air stuff wasn't detachable, so there was always this cord like flopping around in the way of everything for the air gun part of it. I just tore all that shit out of there. So when I get replacement stuff, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I don't use an air gun very often, so it's kind of inconvenient, actually, to have the integrated unit. Because it's just like there's stuff everywhere, you know. So when I replace it, I think I'm just going to get a separate hot air station. Oops, I think I breached that. Yep. Yeah. Right. So other news in the world of Lee. I have that second channel that I post all the stupid shit that doesn't have anything to do with old computers to. This is what I think it's called. OCF Soylent Sideshow or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I've been putting some of the Chester stuff on there, and so I think I'm actually going to build a new old computer shack up on the mountain. Now that the family farm business has been shut down, at least my sister and I's half of it. Thank God I can get away from those fucking people now, finally. I think I'm going to build a new crazy hillbilly compound up on top of the mountain where nobody will bother me. Because I have angst with the rest of my family over what I perceive as what amounts to like embezzlement of all of the profits out of the partnership for the past decade or something, ever since my old man croaked. So I don't want to deal with any of them anymore. They can all get bent and fucked. So I think now that I don't have to be close by any of this stuff anymore, I'm going to just GTFO and build a new compound up on top of the mountain like a proper hillbilly should have, so that I can get Ruby Ridged correctly when the time comes. And it'll be pretty sweet, maybe. Yeah. So, it's going to be like way more off-grid than this place is. So, I think I will make vidgeroos about that, because people seem to dig that kind of shit. And I will post them on that other channel. And I think I will rename that whole channel Redneck Stuff with Lee, instead of using it as like a secondary, like, garbage dump channel for the stuff that isn't suitable for this one. I'll just make it a separate thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my vision sucks these days. Don't get old, boys. I'm not even that old. I'm just stupid and dumb. But yeah, so that might be a good time. I don't know. Maybe I'll just incriminate myself and the ATF will come and shoot my dog and if I had a wife and kids, them too, and burn down my compound. Which would be pretty based too. I mean, if you have to go out, you know, that would be a pretty, like, based way to go, you know what I'm saying? Not that there'd be anything up there for you guys to worry about, fed boys that are watching this. No, not at all. I love the government. The state is great. Govern me harder, Daddy. This is the silent part of the video, where you forget that you actually had a video playing, and switch to a different tab, and start doing something else, and then are surprised when you hear audio after a while. Because, given my current level of don't give a shit, I'm certainly not going to edit this video enough to bother speeding this part up so that you don't have to sit through it. You can just fast forward through the parts that you don't want to see, because I don't actually care whether or not I get any views. YouTube is toxic, and the only reason that I record any of this is so I can tell myself that I'm doing something constructive with my time. Like, oh, I'm sharing my something or other with the world. That's a constructive use of my time, instead of just sitting in my house building old computer trash for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to brainwash myself into thinking I'm actually doing something constructive. So it doesn't matter if anyone actually watches it or not. And if you'll allow me to call myself a YouTuber for a moment, it was very freeing to me as a YouTuber, an influencer, when I suddenly realized that I actually didn't give a fuck whether any of you guys watched any of this stuff or not. It was like the clouds parting and the voice of God speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? Lee, don't worry about it. Fuck it, was what Mr. Godman said. Yeah. See, if I was assembling these with the intent of making a profit off of them, there is no way that doing this part of it myself would be worth my time. I mean, even if it cost like $2 or $3 a board to have somebody in China do this before the boards were shipped, like imagine doing all 7 of those, you know what I'm saying? That would take so long. It would make any profits made off of selling completed machines like nothing. You'd have to sell them for so much to make up for your time that it wouldn't be worth doing. So, I don't know, maybe that will change. once we have tariffs. If it is after January, whatever it is, when the inauguration happens, and we have the tariffs, and I'm ended up being full of shit, please shame me in the comments below. I don't like this variety of green board. It's too bright. It's not dark like old vintage boards are. So I think I'm gonna get the rest of the boards made black, because at least they'll kind of like blend into the background that way, you know. Just black boards with a white solder mask. I wish I could get a darker green so that the boards looked more vintage. But doesn't that just look too... It's too shiny. It's too shiny. It's too bright and shiny. It needs that darker green and like non-glare surface of old boards. If it is going to be green. I hear a cat climbing onto the other side of the bench. Soon we may be visited by a furry friend who wants to play with the components. Help me sort them, as it were. Thanks, little buddy. Oh no, he's just back there, licking his butt. If I could do that, I'd never leave the house. What am I talking about? I never leave the house anyway. Actually, I do. More often than I'd like, to be honest. Are we having fun yet, boys? Are we having fun yet? If you're actually watching all of this, I'm sorry, bro. There's something wrong with you, and you need some meds. You know what I'm saying? Why would anyone watch this kind of garbage for this long? You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Get help! Stop. Get help. Get off the internet. Oh, sorry for all the snorting. Got the runny nose for some reason. Probably from... It was fairly chilly this morning, like 30 degrees maybe. Maybe I got the runny nose from all that crawling around in the dirt when it was so cold. That job is a mess. There's no blueprint. None of the people that are working on various parts appear to be able to communicate with each other. The guy that's supposedly the general contractor in charge of the project never talks to anybody about anything. I said, bro, call me if I'm holding you up. And then I showed up a week later to pull wire, and he'd already put in all of the insulation. At least he hadn't closed the walls up on me. But the plumber wasn't finished. He put the floors in before the plumber was finished. And then the plumber apparently got mad and quit. as he probably should have, because there wasn't any excuse for doing that shit. Couldn't like call a bro and be like, hey, I'm gonna put the floors in. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking does it. Doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. Shouldn't have agreed to do that project. There are no blueprints. There's no plan. Everything's just kind of fly by night. They don't know what stuff they want where, and then they think they've figured out, and then they change their minds. And oh, yeah, my buddy rates $20 an hour. I say. One of the problems with this board, I need to repeat this in one of the videos that somebody might actually watch, is that AT cases, I think, have studs for these two middle positions, but I don't think ATX cases do. And when you're pulling cards out of the, like the resistance of these headers is far greater than like a edge connector like you'd usually have in like a PCI or an ISA slot, right? But when you're pulling cards out, you know, you can put your fingers down on the board, or oh shit, I've been doing stuff and you haven't been able to see. Whatever, who cares? You can put your fingers down on the board when you pull them out, or even if the board's full, you can put them on top of like a card that's next to it and keep the board from flexing. But when you're pushing cards down in, there's no way to keep the board from flexing down pretty significantly. So I think that we're going to have to either put some rubber bumpers underneath of here, or maybe put some studs backwards through these holes and put nuts on the top, you know, just to keep the board from flexing when you push down on it when you're inserting cards or something. It's not it's not ideal, but you know, like that, like the ITX form factor is not ideal for an RC bus machine. But I mean, where else are we going to find like nice little professional-ish looking cases, you know, other than borrowing them from the PC world? You know what I'm saying? So sacrifices must be made in the name of style over substance. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying, bro. I should repeat that in a video that people will actually watch, to elicit comments. And will know whether I am being reasonable or being full of crazy. Oh. Maybe I'll just get a new soldering iron while I'm at it. My other soldering iron is great big. It's a great big, like 50-watt Weller with a great big chisel tip on the end. It's like for soldering like coax and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not at all suitable for these kinds of boards. It would be nice to have two irons. Somebody made a comment on that keyboard video about how, like, the easy way, aside from an air gun, to get those surface mount LEDs off is with two soldering irons. So maybe I ought to just get another one, because this one's kind of shitty anyway. I'll get like a decent one and then keep this one around for like emergency use and like taking to Tandy assembly and shit like that, because it was a real pain in the ass to, like, I tore down all of my cable management and shit all up there on the shelf where the equipment is, you know, to take stuff down and bring to Tandy assembly, and then I never put it back. I need like a separate set of stuff for like mobile computer fixations, you know what I mean? No, I don't have to tear apart my shop every time I want to take my tools somewhere. So yeah, the new compound, if I actually make it that far, you know how I am with projects, but the new compound, I think I'm going to just put up like a 3-bay, like, shop building, like a metal shop building, insulated. I don't know if it'll be like hung insulation or like blow-in insulation, but it'll be insulated some way. And it'll have like 3 bays, one of which will have a door, like a sliding door or a garage door, preferably a sliding door. I think the big sliding doors are a little easier to insulate. But anyway, it'll have a door big enough that I can get a camper inside. And then I'll get a camper, or perhaps make my own camper out of a, like, 18 by 8 car hauler or something like that. Because I don't want all of the fancy amenities that you'd normally, what the fuck's going on here, that you'd normally find in a camper, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn this into a clusterfuck. That's what always happens when you try to untangle solder like this, is you just make it worse. I'm going to end up having to cut it, probably. I'm not sure what the fuck happened here. Something got janktified during transport to and from Tandy Assembly. Yep. Where are my cutterators? 3. I think that's how it's supposed to be, maybe. Bend this over and squish it so the rosin doesn't come out. That may be an old wives' tale, but that's what my old man always made me do. Don't let all the rosin come out of that solder. You gotta bend it over and squish it to keep that shit from coming out, says the old man. Okay. What was I talking about? Yes. So, a big, like, 3-bay, not huge big, but like big enough, 3-bay, like, shop building. And then I will acquire a pull-behind camper of some sort, whether it's a homemade one or like an actual, like, cheap used one that I'll tear everything out of and redo. And I will park that inside of the shop building, because I will also build a furnace to burn used motor oil to heat the shop, which I can't really put inside of the RV proper itself, you know what I'm saying, but if I heat the whole shop, then, like the RV will be heated by proxy. Although I can't really call it an RV if the vehicle part's not built in, so let's say camper, alright? And then I'll live in the camper, and when I want to go to, like, all the VCFs and stuff, then I'll just be able to hitch to it and go and take everything with me, you know what I'm saying, without, like, rearranging a bunch of shit or really even packing, and then I'll have all that shop space to work on my shit and have, like, all my stuff stored in, like, reasonably, like, environmentally friendly conditions and stuff like that. I think it'll be good. Pretty redneck, but at this point in my life, it's not like I'm going to get married again. There is no such thing as a woman that I can put up with on a day-to-day basis and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, and additionally, any woman that would be interested in the shit that I've got going on has something wrong with her. And I don't need that kind of crazy in my life. So yeah, it's not like I have to try to impress some woman with a nice house or something, so who cares? You probably can't hear a word I'm saying over all that fan noise. I need to clean the dust out of that computer so it's not so noisy. Alright! 2 connectors are soldered in. That's all I'm going to do. Wah! Oh, that's just dirt. I thought I'd fucked up the connector. I'm not going to do any more because if I need any more I can add them later, but the Small Computer Central, the two Z180 machine cards will go in those two slots just fine. So now we've got the ATX power connector. What I didn't realize when I was laying this board out, I think there's still plenty of room, but I got this little, like, it's like 80 watts or something, ATX, like mini Pico ATX power supply thing. And so when it plugs into this thing, the connectors are facing this direction, and then like the side of the case is right here, so there's not a lot of room for those wires to bend around. I didn't realize that these things would have all the stuff on this side, because this is the way that these are in regular ATX motherboards, right? The notch goes towards the inside of the board, right? Or did I get that on there backwards? I'm going to have to go look at a board and see. But if I had it to do over again, I'm not going to relay out the whole thing because I think it's going to be fine anyway. If I had it to do over again, I'd have turned it around like this, I think. So that would have... Well, no, because then those connectors are going to interfere with the card that's next to them. I think this was the right way to do it. It'll be fine, whatever. It'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to use up some of this great big shit solder on the bigger connectors here. The rosin in this solder does smell better than in the small solder though, so that's kind of nice. Probably could have used a little more solder on that. It probably didn't penetrate all that well. That is going to be the 3.3 volt line. That probably doesn't make all that much difference anyway. We'll use a little more solder on the rest of them. That should be appropriate. Make sure that thing's bottomed out like it should be. Yeah, it feels fine. Feels just fine. Well, it's at least as straight as anything would be that was assembled by tiny Asian fingers anyhow. It'll be fine. I'm surprised that these are soldering so well, considering the size of the traces connected to them. I made them pretty big just because, I mean, there was plenty of room, you know. Throw down in there and look nice. You... I wonder how many mistakes I made on this. I mean, I know I made some that I fixed on the revision that I actually meant to have manufactured, but I wonder how many other mistakes I've made that I don't realize. There's a lot of rosin in this larger solder. Look at it, like, bubbling up, traveling up the soldering iron tip. That's interesting. I have not used solder of this size for some time. I think this may have actually come with that soldering station. I can't remember. But it's way bigger than what I usually like to use. That's faux show. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you guys about. So when I laid out this board, I put a ground fill on top of it, and I tried not to put very many traces on top because I figured that would make a good like shield to keep noise from all of the shit on the bottom from like fucking with stuff on top, right? And then, but on the bottom, then I made sure that I had plenty of space around all of these mounting holes. But on the bottom has a VCC, like a 5-volt fill, because I figured like maybe the whole board could kind of act like a big capacitor that way. But there isn't, like, after taking out all of this where all the traces and stuff are in the prototyping area and stuff, there isn't actually all that much of the 5-volt fill. It's just kind of around, like, I don't know, 7/8 of the edge here. So, I don't know, should I just change that to a ground fill, do you think? Just for safety's sake? I mean, like, if there's something that touches or something and scrapes through the solder mask or whatever. I'm probably just being too anal about that. It doesn't make any difference, I imagine. It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, this rosin smells far nicer than the rosin out of that other solder. The other day, see, I've got this one roll of solder that I bought from Radio Shack when I was in like high school or something, right? And the rosin in it smells so good. It's like pine trees and like the outdoors, you know what I'm saying? It's like going camping, right? And so I've kept this roll of solder and tried not to use it because it's like the last of its kind, you know what I'm saying? But every once in a while, like, I get it out and solder something with it just to remember that smell, the way solder used to smell, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's in this Chinese solder, probably like something toxic. I don't know. The cat is trying to climb onto my lap while I'm soldering. Mr. Boots, what are you doing? Are you going to climb onto the bench? Do you want to say hi to the people that none of which are actually watching this shit? Come up on my lap, little buddy. Oh, ho, ho. He probably won't climb onto the bench because I always fuss at him when he does. He is trained not to, but he does like to sit in the lap. Alright, I will reach over you as I try to solder then, although the soldering may be finished. Oh no, I need to put this header in here. And the LEDs, yes. I did not put resistor values on this revision of the board. And I don't remember what I came up with. These are like power status indicator LEDs. Power OK, and 5 volts are up here, and then the miscellaneous voltages are down here. 5 volt standby, minus 12, minus 5, 3.3, and plus 12 down here. And I calculated the resistor values for that fairly conservatively, based on like a standard red LED. Some of the different colors have different voltage drops, so you have to use different current limiting resistors on them if you want the intensity to be like consistent between all of the different LEDs, But I was fairly conservative with those values, so it should be fine using the listed values with any LED. It's just that the brightness might not be exactly the same between the different colors. But maybe with them being different colors you won't notice anyway. I don't know. So how many pieces do I need here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2x10 header. Mr. Boots, I need to get up and go get a 2x10 header. Let's see. 2-row headers. Male. 2-row headers. Male. Here they are. I've got the sniffles. Let's see here. Oh, none of these are gold-plated, but who cares? It's just a prototype. It'll be fine. Surely one of these is already 10 units long or close to it. That one is 11 units long. That's the one that's going to be close. That one's too short. Yes, we will trimify this one to the correct length. Where is my choptificator? Ah, it's just underneath of the bagaroo. Let's see, this end is fucked up. So that is the end that we will cut off. Close your eyes. Bang. Beauteous. Beauteous and wondrous. Alright. Oh! Rage! I should have done that before soldering in the big connector. Where's my tape? I never unpacked it from Tandy Assembly. That was months ago. What the actual fuck is wrong with me? Hurry! 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 I'll set this under here. This is pro soldering time, boys. Don't do this at home. We've got all the proper tools here, and we're doing everything in the right order, like you always should. There's no dumb redneck shit going on here at all. Pay no attention to the redneck behind the curtain. That's actually sort of straight. Amazing! That'll do. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Oh, come here, solder. Re. Are we still straight and down? Yes, we are. Based. Base auto. I have not finished my coffee even yet this morning. I was too busy doing the stuff. If I drink it now, I'll stay up all night. I'm going to drink it anyway. I like coffee. I like it. It's like coffee. I know I've got some gold-plated headers somewhere. Oh! Well, that one got lost. Got it with my wrist. I wonder why they're not in the drawer. Maybe they wouldn't fit. So I put them somewhere else, and now I don't know where they are. What is wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I'm so stupid. Oh, he made a snorting sound with his throat. Disgusting. Oh, I'm never gonna watch again. Oh no. Okay. I should have put the resistors in before I did any of that, but I'm stupid, so I didn't. Why? Why do I keep not doing the thing on the bench right-a-roo? There we go. Now I can be better. Let's see here. Yeah, the one on the left is going to be VCC, and the one on the right is going to be power good. Let me pull up my schemarutic and see what oh shit. See what values I had for those resistorators. Did I print them on the board? No, I did not, because I figured people might want to change them. I only put silkscreen numbers on there. Yes. I will look at the schematic because it does have the values listed on it. Very good, very good. Yes, so I was going to use 1K for plus 5 volts. That is an extremely conservative value. I think I weighted the rest of them the same amount. I do not remember. So let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4 1K resistors, 1, 2 3K resistors, and 1 470 ohm resistor. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1K resistors. I shall return. Oh, why am I so snorty? Oh, 1K. 1K. How many did I say I needed? 4 1K resistors. I don't want to use half-watt resistors for that. Just little old shit-assed quarter waters. Everything is tangled together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I dropped one on the ground. Oh no. A valuable component such as a resistor. It has disappeared into the entropy world of the floor and shall never be seen again. Go find it for me, Mr. Cat. Go find it for me, Mr. Cat. I shall put in all of the 1K resistors before I get more. That way I will not get confused as to what is what. Okay, so 5 volts takes a 1K resistor. That is up here. I think my recollection is that I used too small of a footprint here for all of these resistors and then fixed that on the newer revision of the board. Yes, that is the case. I fucked that up good. I'm not sure what the hell I was thinking there. This is going to be ugly as hell. Just remember, kids, This is the prototype. The final product will be far less shit-yo-rated. Now, is that the janky-ass lookingest shit that you have ever seen? Oh, my old man would be proud of the levels of Appalachian engineering that have been gone to here. I shall solder those in now before moving down to the other area of the board. Oh, it's tangled up again. Rage. Did I use up all that other piece of solder? What did I do with that big long piece of solder? Did I throw it on the ground? Yes, I did. I lost it on the ground. Probably nudged it. Oh, that takes a little bit of heat there on that fill plane. That it does. It'll be fine. I've got thermal reliefs on there. It'll be fine. Make sure it penetrates good. Everyone likes penetration. The bigger the blob, the better the job, right? Yes, that is correct. Oh, these side cutters have gotten shitty. I've cut too many things that shouldn't have been cut with them, and now they don't close correctly. You would think that, as common as flush cutters are, I mean, you get a pair of flush cutters in everything. You'd think that I would have an extra set somewhere, but I actually don't. I'm going to have to actually buy a pair of flush cutters, I guess. That's like buying a USB cable. Who actually does that? You know what I'm saying? I tried to straighten that one up, and the resistor pulled back through the hole a little bit. Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a prototype. That won't be a problem on the real deal. Okay, let's see. So down here, 1K will also go in 5 VSB. See, there's a header. You're supposed to put a header in here too, and then you can use like DuPont cables to supply like the oddball voltages that aren't on the bus to cards that need them, even though none of them probably will ever. That's the idea there. And then the final 1K goes in minus 5 volts. So the LEDs aren't going to be super bright, but that's fine. I like super bright LEDs kind of get on my nerves anyway. This is just to show you that indeed the power rail is functioning. And most modern ATX supplies don't even supply negative 5 volts, I don't believe. So that'll be interesting to see. Or not. Alright. That is uglier than shit. Who cares? It's a prototype. Who cares in general? Actually, I kind of do if I'm going to try to sell these to people. I don't know if I should or not. Do you think I should try to sell them to people? Maybe I should wait and ask that question after. Quit climbing on my shit, mister. What are you doing? What are you doing? Jeez. I'll try to straighten them up a little, even though I know I shouldn't. I'm going to end up fucking them up because of the way they're in there. I don't like the way they look after you trim them, unless you reflow the solder, though. It looks fugly. You can see the cut. Okay, so both plus and minus 12 volt rails will require 3K. Resistors are thereabouts. The values are not super critical. 3K times 2. I only have half watt resistors in 3K. We will go with 2.7K. I only have half watt resistors in 2.7K. We will go with 3.3K. I do have quarter watt resistors in 2.3K. Good enough. It's just a prototype. Oh, I'm so sniffly. Sorry, gentlemen. Why am I apologizing? Nobody is watching this anyway. I think if I do sell them, I will sell the kits at at cost, and then mark up the assembled boards ridiculously, because kits are for based folk and pre-assembled units are for people who don't want to make their own. Disrespect! Not really. Alright, let's see. I did not mark which way the cathode was supposed to face on this board. That was not smart. One moment while I look that up. I'm going to pause this because dead air. Alright. I think the cathodes are supposed to be pointing down, as far as I can tell. I hope that I did that consistently. Wait! I forgot to put the resistor in for 3.3 volts. That was supposed to be 4.7K, right? Yes, no, 470. Oh, it's not 470K. That would be redonkulous. 470 ohms. I have so many 470 ohm resistors that I cannot open the drawer. They came with a big bag of LEDs that I bought a long time ago. Oh, 470 ohms. Was that actually 470 ohms? It was loose in the drawer. It could have come from anywhere. I will use it anyway. I don't know the 1% resistor codes. I am pretty sure that is 470 ohms. I don't know all of the 5% resistor codes either. I recognize the ones that I use fairly often, but I don't remember all of the numbers and colors, you know what I mean? It's like with Morse code when you start recognizing words instead of letters, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess you don't forget the letters in Morse code, but I never learned the letters for resistor codes. Or colors, as the case may be. Okay. Oh, I need new flush cutters so bad. Alright, so let me see. I think I will put in the final product. I think I will put pleasantly colored yellow LEDs down here for all of these auxiliary voltages, and then I shall use a green one for VCC, and I shall use a red one for VCC. No, that would indicate like an error red would. I shall use another yellow one for VCC and a green one for power OK. Yes, that should be suitably pleasant to look at through the smoked glass top of the case. However, for the prototype, I shall use whatever I have the most of. Let us see what is contained in the miscellaneous LED drawer. I seem to actually not have terribly many red LEDs. I guess I've used them all and stuff. I do have several yellow ones. I shall use some yellow ones for some of that. Yeah, okay. I guess we're doing it that way. I shouldn't put stuff in my mouth to carry it around after I've been soldering. That is not the greatest idea. I think yellow LEDs have a much... I don't remember if it's lower or higher. It's a much different voltage drop, don't they? So that's 5 of them there. And I was going to use another one for... Oh, geez. That one's all janked up. I guess it's a good excuse to use it for something. I've got a lot of blue LEDs and a lot of white LEDs, but I do not like those colors, which is probably why I still have a lot of them. I've got a whole fuck ton of little tiny LEDs too. Maybe I should use the little tiny ones. Use them up. I don't know. What did I say there? Cathode was supposed to go up or down? Down, I believe. Yeah, maybe I'll just use up some of those little tiny LEDs. The lead spacing, that's one of the main things I want to check. Yeah, the lead spacing is correct for a big LED. It's a little bit narrow for a little LED, but we shall use little LEDs anyway, so I can use them up. Oh no, it slid down in there just fine. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Wait, that is supposed to be yellow. There we go. I don't know, maybe the little LEDs will look better. Anyway, And then, oh, I've got so many blue LEDs, I hate them so much. Oh, where are my pliificators? What did I do with my pliificators? What is wrong with me? What did I do with my pliificators? I put them back. What? I never put anything back. What the hell? The clockwork elves made me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume the voltage drop on the tiny LEDs is the same as on the big ones. I don't actually know for sure. I guess we're going to find out. I said the cathode goes down, right? Watch me solder all of these in backwards. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing. These are like relatively clear lens LEDs too. I prefer the look of the ones that are a little smokier. They look a little more old school. For the final product, we shall definitely have to get some less cheap LEDs that look nicer. Oh! It tried to escape. There's no escape for you, little buddy. None. Your fate was decided at the beginning of time. We are electronics Calvinists here. Yes. All right. Solderoo. Let's see if we can fuck these LEDs up, since I didn't leave any lead poking out. There's going to be like super hot right next to the LED. You have to be very careful and quick. Just like how we fuck. Let us adjust them now. Attitude adjustment. Looks fine for what it is, i.e. a prototype. Oh, I think that'll be fine. It hasn't gotten too hot for me to hold my finger on. Yet. Good enough. Good enough. The levels of don't give a shit are getting astounding around here, aren't they? Boy, I hope I put those in the right way. Probably not. We'll find out. And those that are grounded take a little more heat. Some of those are negative voltages though, so they're not grounded. Alright, base auto. Looks good enough. Reflow those because I'm anally retentive. Beautiful-ish. Alright. I guess that's all we need to do for now. I shall turn the power on by shorting P on to ground with this header right here. Yes. So let's mount it in the enclosure. Let me put some shit away before I forget to. Didn't have a big mess. Back in the cabinet drawer. Where did you put the drawer? There's so many empty spots in my cabinet because I've taken the drawers out to work on something somewhere and then never put them back. Okay, what was I doing? I was gonna get a fucking header, a stud to put in there on the thing, but my stud drawer is gone somewhere. Oh no! Is it up here somewhere? No. No. Hey, look! Here's a bunch of gold-plated headers. Oh, those are right-angle female headers. Those are expensive. Huh? Those are good to find. Where's my drawer full of studs? What should I have done with it? I had no, that's not in there. Is it over here? Ah, here we go. Oh no! Okay, so I found the standoff's drawer, but the standoff's drawer is empty. The actual little box with the standoffs in it has migrated elsewhere. Let me go search. I shall pause the recorder reading. I am unable to locate the box of standoffs, and I am tired of looking. So we will do without. Where did I put the box that had the rest of the stuff with the case in it? Right here, perched precariously atop a stack of other shit so that it can fall on the ground and break that fancy glass top. Alright, this will go in here. So, yes, the case does have USB ports. The plan is to get a little adapter that'll turn this into like regular old school like pin header USB, like on 10th inch centers, you know, like USB 1. And then I shall make a CH375 card that will attach to the USB ports that thumb drives and perhaps even HID peripherals can be used on. The CH375 is only available in like the easiest to solder package that's available in is a SOIC package, I believe. But SOIC is easy to solder. I don't think that'll be an issue for any kit builders. Here's the hardware that came with the case. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, where's my screwmulator? Oh, why am I so stupid? I'm always losing everything. Here's my screwmulator. Alright. Oh, what a moment. The first screw has gone in. The second screw has gone in. The holes appear to line up correctly. I was afraid that they wouldn't. I tried to measure... Oops, did I miss? No, I didn't miss. I tried to measure the studs in the case, and they were a little different than what was given in the ATX specification. So I assumed that that was just a manufacturing tolerance issue because China. So I think it'll be fine. The holes, maybe it is a little off. Yeah, it is. I think I laid out the board according to the ATX spec. So hopefully the board is fine and it's just the case that is just a little bit out of tolerance or something like that. That's not bad, really. I mean, it's only like a 30-second or something like that. That'll be fine. Yeah. No problem. This a little bit, center it up kind of like that. That might look a little better from where I'm sitting. Am I being too anal? The answer to that is yes. Alright, so I didn't put any, you know, that, yeah, that does flex a little too bit. It needs support under these two positions for sure, but since it'll be fine inserting and pulling cards from over here though. That'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Now here's our power cable. Wonder what the best way to route that will be. Oh no! I forgot to put this thing in. I hope it'll still fit. Oh no! It's tight. Oh no! It's over. That thing does not fit very well. I liked the idea of having the plastic one so that it would be easy for the end user to, you know, cut that and mount connectors in and stuff, like DB25 connectors and shit like that, but this thing is really flimsy and it doesn't latch in very well. I think for the final product, I should use a metal blank there and not worry about the user being able to cut it. Because if you need external ports, you can use a larger case and use like ISA slot covers with holes cut in them to do that, I think. Yeah. Alright. Right, so the power supply cable. This is one of those little gadgets that takes a like a 19-volt laptop power adapter. Not a big fan of that, but it's the only thing that'll work in this cute little case. So, see the use the right sized wrench, Lee. You're gonna scratch the paint. It's in the back. Nobody cares. Oh, stay in there, you. Yeah, that plastic cover thing's going to be a real pain in the ass. There's a switch that I put in one of the headphone ports. That cable is going to have to be zip tied out of the way, I suspect. That is going to be an issue. This thing needs to be grounded here. Although I didn't actually connect the chassis grounds to the ground fill on the board. I didn't think that would be the greatest idea because noise on the ground plane, on the logic ground plane, I mean. But maybe that was a stupid idea. I don't know. What do you think? Did I unpause? I did. We are actually recording. Not that it matters. Oh, rage! Oh, rage, destroy, oh. Oh, the thing popped out again in the back. Oh, that's going to be so annoying. Oh, rage. Okay. Alright. Settle down, lady. Settle down. Alright, and then it came with this thing with power connectors for different stuff, which we don't need. So I'm not going to plug that in. This little doohickaroo plugs in here for le power. And then this whole sklaboom should, oh, that is tight, but it does fit. However, if this were installed in a environment with vibration and shit, I suspect that I would be nervous about, you're coming out, I'm tired of dealing with you. I suspect that that would eventually damage the insulation. That board is flexing some under that force to insert that thing to it. The clip hasn't clipped down too. Perhaps it would be a good idea to put a rubber bumper right underneath of this thing too, so that the board doesn't flex so much while the power supply connector is being inserted. There, it clipped down like it should. This will get zip tied up here out of the way. That will be fine. Yes, I think that would be fine. Zip ties. I'll bet that is another drawer that has ground legs. Zip ties. Zip ties. Little zip ties. Little zip ties. Are nowhere to be found. Are nowhere to be found. Oh, I'm so stupid. Why do I never put anything back? I think I bought some more little zip ties to use on the van project. I shall take them and use them, and then they will grow legs, and I will not know where they are when I need them for The Van Project. If I can find them. Somewhere in the box. Here we go. This pile of boxes is almost as tall as I am. So, here, here, life hack time, guys. Oh, I dropped my scissors. So, what I like to do with zip tie packages is cut a little hole right in the middle, like this. And then, you know, the zip ties don't come out, but you can reach in there and grab one whenever you need it. And then invariably, you'll leave your pack of zip ties sitting somewhere, and some asshole will come around and like cut the top open, and then all your zip ties will fall out all the time. Yep. Life hack. Alright, I can't do this while I'm leaning over those batteries. That's a thick little zip tie. That's not what she said. Oh, get in there, you dirty little fucker. I'm about to drop it. Get in there, you dirty rat. Getting tired of you. Getting tired of you. Yeah, I need the next size zip tie down for this job. These are too thick. But, you gotta go with what you got. Even if she's unimpressed. There we go. Oh no. It poked through in a weird way. It's over. Billions must. Retro compute. Oh, this is a thick little zip tie. Thick. She thick. You need to bend up out of the way, you little fuck. That's what I thought. Okay. Ooh. Thinking hardly long enough. Ooh, that's no good. That no good. That no good. Ooh, that no good. I'm gonna have to do our routing a little differently here. Oh no, it's over. Pull a little bit of this more through here. Stick that up there in the top. That's what I thought. Fucker. I shall put one single solitary zip tie on the other side. That will serve to hullify it. in something approximating the right direction. As long as I can get it out of the way of whatever card is supposed to go in there. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think that should be fine. Leave a sharp edge on that zip tie that I can cut myself on every time I stick my hands down in there. Alright. Now, this is going to be the power switch back here. I got a little cattywampus as I was fuculating. Or maybe it was cattywampus to begin with. That seems more likely. I think I defuculated it in the opposite direction too much. There we go. Alright. But for now, tuck this shit in here out of the way. For now, I think it is time to... I don't know if these LEDs will provide enough of a load for the power supply to come on or not. I may have to artificially load it somehow. We will see. Here is the wall wart that I bought for it. This is a... Oh no, this is a 12 volt. It needed a 12 volt supply. At least I assume it did. Maybe I bought the wrong one. We're going to find out. Alright, let's see if something blows up. Kapow. Alright, and then in order to start it up... Okay, so the standby voltage is on. Excellent. Let's see if it powers on when I touch it with a screwdriver. See if I can touch the wrong one and fuck something up. It did not come on when I did that. Perhaps we need an artificial load of some sort. This thing here has 5 volts and ground on that far end. Let's select a 4.7K resistor. That'll be fine. And I shall just drop it into one of these spots where these capacitors are supposed to go, because that's going to be between 5 volts and ground. Hopefully, well, it's going to touch the bottom if I'm not careful. Oh well, it's presumably a switching supply. It'll just not start. It won't actually blow up if something's shorted. Stick that down in where that capacitor is supposed to go, and then pull up on it a little bit so it's not touching the bottom. Alright, let's see if it starts up now. Curious. 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 Oh wait, that's a... I'm an idiot. That is an output from the microcontroller that I was just trying to use there. What we need is P on the power supply, which I may not have exposed on this board. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to take this board out of here and figure out which trace is going where. One of these, it's going to be connected to one of these transistors down here for sure. I don't remember which is which. I didn't bring it out onto that big thing there. Yeah, that's pretty dumb of me. Well, this was a revision of the board that I did not intend to have produced. I sent in the wrong rubbers. Alright, hang on, I'm going to pause this. Alright, let's see here. I'm looking at the power supply side of the connector here, so it's going to be mirrored on the board, so this should be the PS on signal, and it should be connected to one of these pins. Okay, it is, and then the other one should be ground. Should be ground. It is not. So the problem was that we weren't actually, there's a mistake on here, and that we were not actually grounding that pin. I'm not sure what the fuck that's hooked to. On my revised board, I got rid of that header and brought it out to another one of these big pads. Because the on-off logic should be dealing with P-on unless you're doing something funny and installing an external switch in the case somewhere, in which case maybe it would make more sense to use the big ones. I don't know. Maybe I need to put that header back. I don't know. But for some reason, I must have made a mistake on this board and not grounded the pin opposite from power on. Both pins next to it should be ground. Yeah, huh. Well, isn't that something? Well, that explains that confuculation, so I'm going to need to ground that some other way, which, yes, I think that can be very easily done. Yes. All right, let's see here. Power supply back in. That is just a little too short and a little too close. But a regular ATX power supply won't have any problem in there. Different cases, like larger cases, will have more room there anyway. It'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. That is so tight, though. Oh. Click, you click down. Oh, I'm gonna break something. Oh. There it went. Jeez. Okay. Power. Okay, let me see here. I need a DuPont Cabuel with a female connector on one end and a male connector on the other. Let's see. Those have probably all taken wing as well. I really need to pick up in here sometime, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have gone that far with those. Tripping over junk. Where on earth would I have put those? How very strange. Whatever. We'll do it with a regular male-ended DuPont cable then. I shall ground one end of it and touch the other one to the peon connection. And it powers up the green. LED is very dim. Those yellow LEDs are definitely have a very much different voltage drop. And indeed, this thing does not supply -5 volts. Okay, so next order of business is to wire up this power switch. Let's pull the plug on that for now. Damn, I need a... I guess I could crimp one. Ugh. I could just solder a wire to the header. Wouldn't that be something? Let's do it. See if I got some old wire here somewhere so we don't have to fuckulate one of our DuPont cables. Junk wire. I got all kinds of junk everywhere. Apparently I don't have any junk wire. What is all this? You know what? I'm tired of fucking around. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna just do it. Just do it. Cut. Do I have a stripper that's not a piece of shit anywhere nearby? Maybe. Huh. That's actually legitimate copper wire. I kind of expected that to be like copper-plated aluminum wire, considering how cheap they were. It's like the Scamazone special right there. Alright, so we want it on when it's up, so we probably want to hook onto these lower. Oh. I'm not coordinated enough for this shit anymore. Oh, quit your untwisting. Should have stripped off more wire. There we go. Beautiful. What did I do with my solder? I had that piece I was using. What did I do with it? Here it is. Alright, good enough. Now, you get to see some janky ass shit now, boys. You get to see the Appalachian engineering in progress. No depth perception man trying to touch the soldering iron to the wire. Yeah, there's no way that'll ever break off of there. That'll hold for till the end of time. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, next. Oh, I'm dropping everything because I'm stupid. Now just to reiterate, like this power switch is just temporary so that I can power the thing up before I build my shitteroo there, you know what I'm saying? What did I do with that little piece of solder I had? The eventual solution will... What the hell? Here it is. Getting away from me. The eventual solution will be far more elegant, we hope. Or not. Would you like to see some more Appalachian engineering? No problem, I can do that for you. Sar. Rage. You just stay in there until I solder you. How's about it? Oh. Ah, rage. What did I do with my piece of solder? I'm going to melt my other wire. Not smart. Probably should have done this one first. I didn't figure that would work very well. Now we're going to have a hard time getting this out to build our other power thingaroo. Maybe I'll just build it on a piece of plain perf board. In retrospect, what I should have done is taken the motherboard out and run a fly wire from underneath to a ground somewhere, but whatever, who cares. Let's plug it in and see if it does anything other than explode. Power on, power off. Power on, power off. Alright, based. Very good. That blue LED, we hates it, precious. We hates it. We hates it, precious. Yes, we does. Where's my tape? I don't know. I just had it the other day. Here's another solution. Maybe. There. I hope that actually works, otherwise I'm going to have to go find my tape. Well, it's a lot dimmer than it was. Slightly less offensive. I'll find my tape one of these days. Where the hell did I put my tape? Whatever. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to end that there and eat some lunch, since it's like way past lunchtime. Goodbye.